وَالْإِثْمُ مَا حَقَّ فِي نَفْسِكَ. And sin is what wavers in your heart. You know something, you know it's wrong, so you feel something in your heart. That's to let you know by nature that is sin, is wrong, because you feel something. It's going against your very fitra, so you feeling something. And then he said, and you hate that people find out about it. This is a sense of some shame that a person has, that he would be ashamed in front of Imam Siraj, then he knows that is wrong. He knows that is wrong. And what happens is that people don't want other people to find out about it. Now that's good, that's not bad. That's not bad. And I'll give you the proof. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, he said, everyone in my ummah will be forgiven except that person who commits sin by night. Allah covers his sin, and then at night and then in the morning he uncovers the sin by telling others what he did. You did something wrong, okay. You don't broadcast it, you don't brag about it, you don't tell people about it. But then there's something in the human mind sometimes that make them want to tell. I'll give you another example. I was studying this case. This man and his girlfriend plotted and killed her mother. They wanted to get the insurance money, and they wanted to do some things. And it looked like they got away with it. Something typical happened. The man who committed the murder had to tell somebody. There's something about it. And he started telling people that what he did. And sure enough, the authorities got them and now put him in jail. Why? Because there is something innate in the human beings that make them feel wrong when some sin, some evil is committed. So what are we going to say? What is our conclusion? What conclusion do we come to? Number one, something that we don't talk about in this society enough, and that is good character. Our society, really, brothers and sisters, in many of the society of the world is falling. I painted a picture a long time ago, and this is my assessment. In many societies, the society is like a person driving down a steep mountain full of ice and snow with brakes that don't work, driven by a blind man high off a track. It's a society that everything goes. I'll never forget my first trip to Saudi Arabia. And I stopped, we're going through security, right? And I had Times magazine. And the security guard took my Times magazine and he started looking through the magazine, and he took a page, tore it out, and threw it away. He looked into the magazine, he saw another picture, he took it out, threw it away. Another page, he took it out and threw it away. You know what he's throwing away? There were half-naked women that we had become so accustomed to, that they were not accustomed to that society, so for them it was pornography. Right now, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, if you look at the average newspaper, I wish I bought today's newspaper. You show me any newspaper, the Post, the Daily News, the Times magazine, show me any newspaper, and I guarantee you will turn to a page and you will see a half-naked woman. I guarantee it. That's the way it is now. Television now is pornography. Look to your internet. Look to the smartphones. And you got to make a decision as college students, where you're going to go. If you're going to go look at TV. Television is neither good nor bad. It's what you do with it. There are good programs in television. I'm telling you, I was in Dubai, and they had programs where actually they was reciting the Quran. They had programs where the Imam was giving talks. So when you look at television, there's some great programs. But then there's some other programs The question is, what are you going to do? Now, here it goes. One of the scholars, they mention that if you have a character in the public and a different character in private, you respect people in public so you don't do evil in public, but you disrespect yourself because you in private do what you don't do in public. One of the tests, if you have Iman and Hayaah, is what you do in private. In my conclusion, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, Al-Hayaah min al-Iman. There was a man scolding his brother. You know why he was scolding him? Because he had shyness. What you doing? You acting like that? And the Prophet, he saw him and he said, Da'hu al-Hayaah min al-Iman. Leave him alone, because shyness is part of al-Iman, is part of faith. And that's the way it's in this society now. If you are like bashful and not forward, they say you need to be more assertive. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having bashfulness before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is this. In the end, you know that Allah sees everything that you do. If you don't have shyness, you'll find yourself doing things even in private that's astounding. Embarrassed for our angels who watch us, and for Allah the Almighty who sees us. Two things, and then I conclude. Number one of the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, he said that the Prophet was more shy than a virgin woman in seclusion. He was shy, man. Also in our traditions, one of the great prophets, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, one of the strongest prophets, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, said he was so shy that every part of his body was covered. Shyness. How do we get this shyness? Number one, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, لَا يَدْخُلُوا جَنَّةَ حَتَّى تُؤْمِنُوا. You will never go to Jannah until you believe. And one of the aspects of belief